Well, the U.S. election is now just more than a week and a half away. Both candidates are hot on the campaign trail as they seek to swing undecided voters in what pollsters say could be a very, very close election. And yesterday, both candidates visited Texas, with Harris choosing to take a detour from campaigning in the swing states to highlight abortion restrictions in the Lone Star State with the help of one of Texas's biggest stars.
I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies. A world where we're not divided.
That is Beyoncé, of course, delivering a speech before she welcomed Harris to the stage. Harris has been using Beyoncé's song Freedom at her rallies ever since she became the presumptive Democratic nominee. The CBC's Albert Della Talla has been looking into these visits to Texas. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so what we saw at that event there, lots of glitz and glamour, celebrity at that rally, but also a serious message, and that message was on a reproductive health. That was the focus there, namely the conservative state's abortion ban, and that went into effect following that decision by the U.S. Supreme Court back in 2022 when they opted to overturn Roe v. Wade. The three judges who overturned it, they were nominated by Donald Trump back when he was president. Harris asked people in the crowd there, the men and women in the crowd, to defend their freedoms, as she put it, and also to reject the policies of Trump. And meanwhile, in Texas, Trump was also there yesterday, but for a different reason. He was there to record a podcast with Joe Rogan for Joe Rogan's extremely popular podcast, and he actually went on for about 3 hours for that, and as a result, he was late getting to Michigan and a rally there. People waited for hours in the cold, many leaving before he got there, in fact. But when he did, he apologized and then made light of Harris's appearance with Beyoncé. Here's more from that.
She's out partying. So Israel is attacking. We got a war going on, and she's out partying. At least we're working to make America great again. That's what we're doing. Nobody's in charge. Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyoncé.
And that interview with Joe Rogan, Linda, touching on a wide range of topics, including Trump. He talked about how he felt moderators didn't fact-check Kamala Harris enough during that presidential debate a little while back, and then also he repeated some false claims about the last election that he said it was that there were improprieties there.
You mentioned Joe Rogan's podcast. I think it's interesting, to see the candidates turning to podcasts more so now, just to really try and reach specific voter bases. So what was the intention there of the Trump campaign? Indeed.
So we've heard about the Trump campaign targeting younger male voters, and that in fact is a big demographic for Joe Rogan's podcast. So that experts say, they say that is why the Trump campaign is targeting that podcast. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris, a few weeks ago, she was on the Call Her Daddy podcast. So that one popular among younger women largely. So a similar tactic there. So earlier we talked to the former Washington bureau chief for CNN, Frank Sesno, and he said that targeting newer media and podcasts, that's key to both campaigns.
Both of them are going for very narrow threads of this weave of the electorate that we've got because it's so close. Rogan has a huge following on Spotify and other places among young men, single men, many of them single men. And so a lot of them are low propensity voters, people who don't normally vote. So what he was trying to do is go out and make some macho points and connect with this largely male, younger demographic that doesn't always vote.
So meanwhile, the campaigns continue with just days, just over about a week and a half to go, right before Election Day. So Trump, he has rallies today in Michigan and Pennsylvania, Linda, and Michelle Obama is set to join Kamala Harris on the campaign trail as well later today. So we'll be watching for that.
Always interesting to see where they pop up and who pops up with them.
Indeed.
Thanks for this, Albert.
You're welcome.
This is CBC's Albert Delatella.